going through a weeding process. And that's what Saturn is here to do, to help you to weed out what is not of value to you. And again, that could be people, that could be a job, that could be a habit that you have, just any types of relationships, whether it's romantic, friendship, family, any of that. You'll start to really look at what is important, because that's Saturn's job, is to make you grow up, be mature, and face challenges and make the hard decisions in your life. So, whereas Jupiter will bring you abundance because it's in your second house, Saturn also expects you, even though you're getting these financial blessings, Saturn wants you to be smart about the money that's coming into your, into your household, or that you're receiving. You need to make smart decisions and be mindful of the money that you're spending, and how you're spending your money, and who you're spending your money on, and things like that. So that's what's going on with Jupiter and Saturn in your second house. Does that make sense? Yes, ma'am. Also, you may have had some feelings of feeling unloved, or unwanted, or unappreciated during this time, and that's a part of your growth in your self-esteem. So you need to start to value yourself more, and not looking for validation and value from other people and what other people think of you. You need to value yourself. That's the only person that is important, in this whole process. Then you have the planet of Pluto in your second house. And remember, second house rules your finances, your possessions, your resources, things that are valuable, and your self-esteem, your money. And you have the planet of Pluto in that. And Pluto is the planet of transformation, of power, of death, rebirth, and evolution. So when you hear death, that does not necessarily mean a literal death of someone. That means the death of how you relate to money, how you relate to valuables, and your self-esteem, the dying off of certain habits and mindsets that you had that with relation to money and valuables. So you kind of die off in how you look at those things, and you start to see them differently. That's Pluto's job in the second house. With that, you just need to manage your money better. Manage your money better. If the way that you've been handling money has not benefited you, you need to let that way of handling money die off, and you need to develop a new relationship with money, because we have relationships with money, and sometimes they can be positive, and they can sometimes be very negative in how we handle our money, and how we feel like money gives us value. Money does not give us value. Do not let money have a lot of power over you. Once you start releasing that type of behavior with it, you'll find that money flows into you easier. Once you give up that mindset of, I have to have money, I don't feel like I'm worth anything if I don't have any money, or this, that, and the other. Once you let go of that, and you realize that money is just currency, it's just energy, it flows in and out, it has nothing to do with who you are, you will start to relate to money better, and money won't control you in everything that you do. Because I feel like you're the kind of person that if you don't have any money, you somewhat go into like a depression about it.
True.
Is that true?
Yeah.
And we cannot let money rule over our emotions because it's just currency. It's not anything other than that. Yes, it's an important part of our day-to-day living, but you should never equate your value to money. And you should never let money control your emotions. So you're going to have to get a different mindset on your relationship with money. So how does that sound like something that has been happening with you here lately in the last few months or even this last year?
Yes.
Yes. Now, just keep in mind that with Jupiter and Saturn moving forward, you will definitely start to see some relief and things will start to look up. But you have to also keep in mind, even though the energy is moving forward and it is giving you abundance and it's opening up for you, you have to do something also. You have to use this energy and work with it to get the total benefit out of it. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the next thing you have significant that I saw was you have the planet Mars in your fourth house. The fourth house rules home, family, your parents, your private life, the first family that you have. That's the family that you come from, that you were born into. And it also rules how you have designed the family that you have chosen for yourself.
Okay.
Um, and with Mars, Mars is the planet of aggression, of war, of conflict. It's the planet of creativity. It's a very passionate planet. And when it is in the fourth house, it can start a lot of conflict in the home. Okay?
Okay.
It can develop into family problems and disputes. And with that being said, it could lead to poor digestion. It starts to affect you in a way on your body that your digestion has, and you have an issue with your digestion. And the reason being is because Cancer, which is your sign, is the ruler of the fourth house. And Cancer's primarily ruled by their stomach. So any type of conflict in the home, typically what happens with you is you have stomach aches or digestive issues that go on because that's where most cancers keep their stress. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
So with this planet being in that house, there's a lot of conflict in your house. There's a lot of conflict. And because Mars is in retrograde right now until November the 14th, if I'm not mistaken, there could be physical altercations in your home. There definitely can be a lot of arguments in the home right now. And it's just a lot of drama. It just brings a lot of drama in your home with family members. That could also be with your family, like your parents, or you just have a difficult time with your parents, especially if you're still living with a parent. It could bring on a lot of stress with that. You can also have property disputes with this transit, with Mars being in this fourth house. And you have to be very careful with accidents. And there is a potential for fires in the home or some type of injury in the home. So you have to be very careful because Mars rules fire. And with it being retrograde, you can be very careless with things. So just be mindful. You haven't had a fire in your house, have you?
No.
Okay, good. But just be mindful of fire safety. Be mindful of accidents in your home because Mars makes you very accident prone. And just try to just keep down the confusion because you just have the potential of having a lot of confusion. Okay, so you have Uranus in the fifth house, which is the house of joy. It is the house of creativity, children, hobbies, romance, fun, procreation, and risk. Um, this is the house of also for gambling, and it's just the joy house. You have the planet of Uranus, Uranus is the planet of unpredictable changes, reformation, rebellion, and you have that in your fifth house. And what that could lead to a lot of times is an unexpected, sometimes an unwanted pregnancy. Um, Again, with this, you could also be very prone to accidents or illnesses when you have Uranus in the fifth house. Have you been sick? Have you been sick?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Um, but it's a joy house. So sometimes there is the possibility of a romantic infatuation. It's not necessarily the house where you put down a serious relationship. They consider the fifth house is like the dating house. So it's more like dating someone or meeting someone that's very interesting to you. Not necessarily, you don't know whether it's a romantic thing or not. It could be a friendship, but the person is very interesting. You may have things in common, or you may meet someone that is totally different from you and you're just intrigued about this person. So it doesn't necessarily always have to be romantic, but it could be. But it's just the house of joy. It's just the house of freedom. So with Uranus being there, you should plan to, and I don't know how you plan to do this, but unexpected people come into your life that are very different from people that you normally hang out with or people that you normally align yourself with. And just enjoy the possibility of meeting new people. That's a good thing with Uranus. And these people will be, just like I said, be very different from what you normally used to, but it may open you up to different hobbies, different ideas, just you learning something different from someone. Not to say, because you are pregnant, not to say that your pregnancy is unwanted, but I'm certain that it was just very unexpected. So but you are here, and that's it. But just be mindful of accidents and falls. But you should find a lot of joy in having either children around you or having just a childlike joy in yourself. Okay? Okay. Now we're going to move to this north node. And there are two nodes. There's a north and a south node. The south node represents our past lives, things that we've done in the past, lessons that we've learned. And our north node represents where we're trying to go. Your north node is currently in your seventh house. And your seventh house is the house of partnerships. Partnerships include marriage, business partnerships, one-on-one relationships. This also is the house of legal matters and open enemies. Okay? And you have this north node in this house. Okay, so now we're going to look at, real quickly, since we have a little bit of time, what would be the best career path for you? So we're going to look at three houses that I normally look at that kind of gives me an idea on what the best career path is for you.
Mm-hmm.
So Capricorn, Taurus, and what is this? Virgo. Okay. Okay. There's three houses that I look at to determine. Your three houses are governed by earth elements, which to me says that you would do best with a career that is very stable. You would do well with a corporate position. You need to have a job that you have a clear idea or path of how you're going to progress. That's the best job for you. You always need something that's very clear on the progression of your career. So jobs that are very steady, like I would say like nursing is like a job that's always going to be there. That's like a stable job, and you could see a clear path on how you could, progress in that field. If you wanted to go into business, like in a corporate job, if you
Okay.
went to school and got a business degree, and then you could see like a clear career path. So something with a lot of stability is the best career path for you.